So today, um, we're gonna try reading through the "Am I the Asshole" subreddit. I've been getting the TikToks. You know those TikToks where you have the Minecraft gameplay in the background, and then you have the AI voice reading throughout the whole prompt from Reddit. I've been getting those most of the time, and I've never actually been in Reddit. I mean, I don't even have a Reddit account, and I was gonna read through these. I mean, I click on this one, and the title is already interesting. So, yeah, am I the asshole for letting a family fail an escape room on purpose? I had an escape room experience recently, maybe like a month ago, right? I just woke up with back in 15, bet. Um, and it was it was fun, but it made me realize that I'm absolutely cooked when it comes to escape rooms because I overthink instead of, you know, sometimes you overthink so much that the obvious result, you don't even think about it. So, yeah. So, I am 24, work at an escape room for a second job, and throughout the weekdays, I'm usually by myself as there are a lot of booking for rooms. One of these times, I had a booking for a group of seven. The group gets there, and it's a mother, four daughters, and two boyfriends of the daughters. All of them appear to be at least 20 or older, except for the youngest daughter, who the oldest was around 13. I take the family back to the room and explain everything, then let them start the room. The second I sit down in the control to watch them, I notice only the boyfriends have never done an escape room, and the mom seems excited and are looking around. The daughters start looking around eventually and find one of the puzzles for the room. They start working on it, and not even 2 minutes go by, and the mom swoops in, takes the puzzle, and makes them go look somewhere else as she worked on it. That's how the rest of the room, when the kids would find the stuff, the mom would take over and make them leave. The youngest, getting fed up with this, decides to sit down, wait. The first part of the room. This escape room had four separate rooms for them to go through. After the group gets to the third room, oh my god, the L reader. The mom storms into the first room and tells the little girl to stop out and come join them. Then before she can respond, the mother tell her, "You're ruining the experience for everyone. I wish I didn't bring you." Damn. Sounds like the mom is the asshole, bro. I was flabbergasted. How could anyone speak to their daughter that way? Eventually, they're nearing the end, and all they need is to find a key fob to open the door and escape. In their haste, they miss it, and the mom keeps asking if they can give them a clue to where it is. Here is where I might have been the asshole. I already used all three of their clues, and I was feeling petty, so I told them unfortunately I wasn't allowed to tell them any clues on its location, even though I totally could, and my boss would have preferred I told them, but I was alone, so I decided I wasn't going to help. 30 seconds left, and the little girl who had been yelled at by her mom found the key fob they needed, smiled, put it back where she found it, and walked away without a word to her family. Yo, the little girl is a boss, bro. The timer goes off, and I come back to the room saying they all did a good job, but unfortunately they weren't able to escape. The mom was pissed. I started blaming the kids, but eventually calmed down, thanked me for all the help, and left. The kids slowly followed, and the last one to leave was the youngest daughter. I asked her why she didn't show them the key she found. She smiled and said, "Well, my mom already said I ruined the experience for her." For I made sure she could win. After they left, I thought about it. I kind of felt like an asshole, so I came here to ask if I was the asshole. Personally, from what I say, I feel like, you know, it's a family outing, right? And it's a fun experience. And it sounds like the mom has this what's it called? What's the thing called? I forgot what's it called. But it's like where you want it. Yeah, it sounds like the mom is controlling, right? And like she has her ego all the way up to the roof, you know? And she's like, "Oh, I'm the mom. I can solve all of this. You guys just need to go find me clues and I'll find it, right?" But as a experience, you need all heads, right? Don't discredit someone because of their age, right? And the mom could have been like, yo, if you guys can get any clues and solve them and like at least run it through me. Don't be like, yo, I'm the mom. Just get me clues and I'll solve everything. That's not what the experience should be, if I'm being honest, right? And then you go, so I'd personally do the same thing as the little kid. I'd be like, yo, if you're doing all of this, I don't even want to play, you know? So I don't think he's the asshole for not giving them. I mean, they use all three of their clues. Technically, you don't have to do anything, you know? But let's see what the comments say, bro. Not the asshole, and that kid is brilliant. She probably used to be dealing with her mom. Exactly what I think, bro. One day, bro. This, there are so many kids that never call their parents because their parents always like. Obviously, they're older, right? And when you're older than someone, you naturally think you have more experience, more wisdom, a better brain. But sometimes, like, not everyone is right, you know? So you gotta, if I ever, in the foreseeable future, who knows what happens, and I get a child, I would want to encourage them instead of, you know, always forcing my answer on them. I want them to be able to formulate their own answer, you know? I want them to use their brains to get an answer to whatever they need or whatever they want. So, yeah, the mom is the asshole. Yeah, exactly. Not the asshole. And her youngest at high. Exactly, bro. Not the asshole. Seems like all the comments agree with this one. Okay. Okay, we got the second one. I don't think I can see it. Let me just move this. Am I the asshole for enforcing basic boundaries on my daughter's sleepover? Okay, let's see. I, 42M, have two kids living with me. My daughter, Anya, 17F, and my stepson, Noah, 14M. Noah's mom passed a few years ago, and I've had full custody since. He's had a rough go at it, but he's a good kid. He has his quirks. He's not antisocial or shy, but he does not appreciate having space invaded. When very upset, he can kind of shut down. Anya is much more outgoing and has a lot of friends. She asked to have a sleepover this weekend with four of them. I said yes, of course, but given that the friends will come over pretty loud and have a tendency to crowd Noah, I told her to make sure they don't go into her brother's room. Also, to keep things down after 11 so that the house can sleep. In my opinion, these are not strict rules. I agree. To my surprise, I came upstairs to check on them at about 10. They are 17. I didn't think I need to check on them every hour or something, and they were in Noah's room. They looked like they've been there a while. Two were literally sitting on his bed, and him there. One of them was flipping through his sketchbook, another one was sitting with his stuff. They were all kind of giggling in this weird way. Noah was clearly upset. Didn't say anything slash move, but there were tears in his eyes. He didn't respond when I tried to talk to him. I told the girls to get out right then, and I was calling every single one of their parents. And he was pretty upset with me, but I told her that I gave them two rules and they failed spectacularly. I did actually call all of their parents, sent them home as soon as possible, and he blew up saying I embarrassed her. I told her to go to her room and we could speak at this up in the morning. Oh my god, I can't read. I spent about 20 minutes with Noah before he decided to cool down on his own, and I went back to my daughter who chose not to speak with me. It's late. Well, my kids are hopefully asleep, and I'm left not knowing if I handled things right. Am I the asshole? See, before I read the comments, I'm gonna say my point of view. Um, my point of view, he did the right thing. I don't think he's the asshole for doing that. because two simple rooms. He was two simple rules. Don't go to your brother's room because you know what he kind of is like. And if I had a brother who did the thing right, who shuts down and needs his own space, and I bring my friends over, in no grounds will I ever try to, mess with him. I feel like that's kind of messed up, especially if you're a human person who knows what that child went through. He's 14 and his mom passed away. So Anya should have done better, even if she's 17. I remember when I was 17, I had the brain of a 17-year-old at once, and I still wouldn't do that. So I feel like that's when you should have, as a parent, reflected on how you raised Anya, you know? So I think, in my opinion, if I knew Anya's, as a parent, if I knew this is the type of behavior that Anya would, do, I would be like, you can have them come over, and me and Noah, we will go out. That's personally what I would do. I'll take Noah out on a nice dinner and go play some, bowling, arcade, watch some movies, have some good time with Noah, father son bonding time. So yeah. And then Anya would go have her own sleepover. And by 11, we come back and they all leave. Or they all sleep out Anya's, and Noah can go into his room and sleep. Anya could get to sleep as well. You handle things perfectly okay. You set very reasonable rules, and your daughter decided not to care and upset Noah. I ground her. She doesn't care to have embarrassed from it, but she sure cares that she shouldn't get her way. What she expecting after exactly? Yeah, and she's 17 and she doesn't understand the concept of consequences, which makes me think that, like, how did you raise her? One thing I want to point out is how this may be something Noah thinks about a lot moving forward in your life. Set up, I guess, your daughter, your real kid, as a teen boy living with stepfather and stepdad. You have to wonder if he thinks to if you are them equal. You just prove to him that you do. As much as your daughter, you have to think the right way. Your daughter wouldn't consider bad consequences as long as you follow through and they're consistent with buckets and doing a great job. I think that was, honestly, I didn't even think that way. You know, I really didn't think of it that way. Yeah, Noah will be that was something that will stick with Noah for life, bro. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, no, W. I feel like the daughter needs to be punished. I have several older brothers, and I never went to their rooms, never went to mine. Seems like common decency, common sense, to not rush on other people's privacy. They 100% went into his room to tease them. That's disgusting. Your daughter will probably be absolutely furious if the roles were reversed. And him and his family went to her room. There needs to be consequences for her actions. She's too old. Exact, bro. This is what I'm trying to say. She's 17 and she doesn't understand the concept of consequences. Like, yo, the dad. Honestly, I feel like this should be like a wake up call that what happened between your daughter and Noah. Like, it's like, oh, have I been too nice on her? It's your kid. You don't want to be too harsh, but at the same time, you don't want to be too nice. But if you ever have a kid, and anyone watching this, if you ever have a kid, please, please, this is the basic concept that every human should have, that every action has a consequence. If your kid does something and you let it slide, they will grow up learning that, yo, my dad let it slide. My mom let it slide. It's fine if I do this. But no, it's not fine. You know? So yeah. Well, it was fun going through this subreddit. I feel like I could definitely see how people would. I mean, look at this. It has 35K upvotes and 2,000 comments on one post. Like, there are so many posts in this subreddit. I could see how someone could um go through this and read and be engaged. If you're the type of person that is interested in stories and other people's experience, I could see how you could, you know, get addicted to reading this. It's a fun like bedtime type of thing, you know. And you can see your own views compared to what the comments say, you know. Like you read this and be like, "Oh, is he the asshole?" Yes, he is the asshole. But then the comments like, "It's not the asshole because this is," and you're like, you know what? They're right. I might have thought wrong. So you could see how this could help someone understand decent common decency or common sense or something like that. But yeah, I'll definitely gonna check this out again on another time. But for now, thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Peace.